Welcome to Scorched Earth and a general reading for the sign of Pisces, Sun, Moon or Ascendant for the month of April. I hope you're well. Using the Lost Forest for you today. At the beginning of the year I did a 6-month overview for each of the signs. Given that we're now halfway through that period that I read for, I have accordingly reduced the price to, it's less than half price now actually, it's literally only a couple of quid. So if you're interested and you haven't already checked it out, do go and have a look. The link is in the description box. I really just want people to see it. I kind of want people to take it on board. It's not about the money. So if you're interested in that, like I said, go away, check it out. It's all good. Let's have a look and see what's going on with you then, Pisces. Can I have 3 cards for Pisces? 3 cards for Pisces, please. Thank you. We have the 3 of Cups in your recent past, current energy, the 3 of Pentacles. Oh, this is nice. I like this. And what's coming towards Pisces in April, please? Have the Queen of Wands. That's Aries energy there. We have the 8 of Swords at the bottom of the deck, but it's followed by the 9 of Wands and Judgment. Oh, and the 6 of Wands too. And I kind of feel like these all weave in together to demonstrate how it is that you've moved away from an 8 of Swords sort of situation, right? We have the 9 of Wands, which talks about boundaries here. Very, very important. And we have Judgment, making a very clear judgment about something. We have the 6 of Wands, right? It's an alignment of heart and mind if you are able to make a judgment on something, because it's sort of really assessing it for what it is, seeing it for what it is, and removing yourself from, let's try to go past, there we go, from an energy of being stuck. Because it feels to me like you're shaking free of something, and I like that for you. I like it very, very much. But it's all kind of predicated around this notion of boundaries for you. Now, being a Pisces is something that you occasionally have trouble with, right? Well, probably more than occasionally. And what I've seen a lot of shifting in the Piscean collective is that meshy kind of energy that you have, where you just kind of you integrate with everyone that is around you, and sometimes at the expense of a sense of self, which is now becoming something very, very real and something that you understand the value of, right? It's less about what other people want, and now it's about what you want, and a gentle beginning to assert yourself over everything in order to make that happen. Let's get some clarifiers for this thing. How about the 3 of Cups? 3 of Cups. We have 10 of Cups and the 5 of Wands. We have the Temperance card and the Star. Beautiful. I like that. Tell me about the Queen of Swords, please. We have the Queen of Swords again, but preceded by the 5 of Swords. At the bottom of the deck we have the Ace of Cups, followed by the Ace of Wands. Oh, this is beautiful. And the Wheel of Fortune, right? This sense of self, this sense of keeping something back for yourself, rather than, defining yourself by the experiences of those around you, which I think is often a problem for you. It's sort of like reclaiming this all for yourself, right? The Wheel of Fortune here suggests not only a universal force is very, very pleased to see this happen, and will reward you in a commensurate fashion, but there's a big learning experience here that's gone on, and you may be a 15-year-old Pisces, you may be a 60-year-old Pisces. Nevertheless, the wheel is turning and things are changing, and it is by your hand, right? I don't get any sense of fear at all from any of this. I think that this is glorious. I think that you're so very ready for this, particularly if you happen to be on the older end of the Pisces scale there than the younger. So we have the 3 of Cups here. And that is my card of emotional support networks. And I think for a large proportion of you, you have consistently been that emotional support network to other people. It does not feel like it's truly been received in kind, not in the same way. Now, for a lot of you, that isn't really an issue, because what's important to you is that everybody else is okay. And if everybody else is okay, then you just sort of, all right, then that's fine. You just kind of drift around and be the Pisces about this. But sometimes it would be nice if other people did show that same sort of level of interested insight into your mental state that you have in others. You know, we've got the Ten of Cups underneath here with the Five of Wands, and this is quite interesting because this is talking to, you know, this everybody else being okay and then you being all right. You know, you supporting the collective, but not always being supported yourself. And then we've got this Five of Wands. Now, the Five of Wands talks about conflict. And it could be that in kind of shaking yourself free a little bit from this, you are drawing conflict towards you. There are people going, what are you doing? Like, that everything's just nice, everything's just working. Like, why are you trying to rattle free of this now? You can't go. You can't go and do those things. Like, I thought you were happy. You know, I can feel these kind of conversations going on. But it also might be a sense of conflict that you've had. Let's pull another card for it and see what the crack is. That's Five of Wands. Yeah, it's about you shaking yourself free. We have the Six of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck here, followed by the Six of Wands and the Lovers. 666. Gosh, that's interesting. The sixes are always about movement for me, right? Well, we've got balance and equilibrium. We've got going towards victory, or having achieved victory actually over the Five of Wands, or coming back, you know, to a glorious reception. And then we have the Lovers, which is a card of conscious co-creation, and that's the thing that's important now. This is very conscious with you, Pisces, where a lot of it has been subconscious or non-conscious almost. You know, you go to where you're needed. That's how I feel what the Pisces energy is. It's just kind of pulled towards where you are needed. And then, you know, you will take on other people's stuff as if it was your own, and you will process it and you will clear it and you will release it. But I wonder if it's ever consciously acknowledged by other people that is what you do. I feel perhaps not. But now you are getting very conscious about you and your emotions and how you feel about yourself, and the fact that you want to have a self at all, rather than just be, you know, an intrinsic cog in a wider machine. I think it's causing some ructions, or it has caused some ructions. We've got the Four of Pentacles in reverse here and the Ace of Cups again, right? There is you kind of chugging along, being like, I'm going to go do my thing now. And everybody's like, what? You know, they can feel you releasing them. And it seems to be that some of them are not entirely comfortable with that. Right? I don't think that we you know, we've got all out brawls going on here. But there is something a little destabilizing for other people, the fact that you're kind of removing yourself from the equation in the way that you are. Now, that isn't actually your problem. That's theirs, and they will adjust and they will deal with it. But for now, it's about the shift. Going with the shift, committing to the shift, and then committing to the consequences of that shift for you, and understanding that there will be consequences for other people, but that is not your issue. So we come to your current energy, and what we've got is the Three of Pentacles, and I really, really like this because this is a card of building. It is a card of building with other people. This does not see you going off on your own exactly. And it's clarified by Temperance and the Star. And both cards that talk about healing. In some ways, they're very, very similar messages in Temperance and the Star, but they kind of diverge a little bit. So the Temperance is all about healing off the back of very difficult, challenging circumstances, you know, and there may be some stuff in your past that was quite difficult. But the filling your own cup is the message that's coming here. Like the Ace of Cups has come up twice for you, and there we have an angel holding two cups, right? going from one to the other, filling your own cup first and not everybody else's. It is about healing, it is about balance, it is to a degree, it also talks about divine orchestration and divine timing. But then we have the star here, you know. And although this star is in a collective of stars, one is in the center and one shines the brightest, and that is the star that belongs to this woman here, still operates within a collective, right? But with a different kind of perspective now, right? One where you come first. It is also a card that talks about healing, but for me the star is more about your hopes and your dreams and the things that you choose to bring about for yourself. Now let me pull another card for this Three of Pentacles, because it feels like a shift in the dynamic, right? It's not like you're just cutting everybody off and leaving. It is that you are very subtly manipulating the dynamic around to something that suits you better, and something that probably in the long run is a little healthier for other people if they've been very dependent on you. If you act as an emotional safety net for a lot of people. And it's quite draining. It's very tiring, you know. Tell me about this Three of Pentacles. I've got the Page of Pentacles and the Six of Wands. With the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. The Queen of Pentacles is all about the self, valuing the self, taking care of and nurturing the self for me, right? Understanding your own importance and knowing that doesn't mean that other people aren't important. It just means that there's kind of a shifting of priorities that needs to go on here, and you need to be the center of what it is that you're doing, because there is, at the moment, the shifts are quite low level. We've got that Five of Wands, which is, you know, it's minor arcana shifting, but it feels like it's a move towards an alignment with something bigger coming in, right? It's quite an intuitive move that you're undertaking now. You know, it's not off the back of the back of some great big, you know, spiritual revelation. Oh, I must go do this thing. You know, it's something gentler than that. It's something much more subtle. It's something that Pisces are very good at picking up on. Like, you're getting ready to change things quite a lot, but it's about these little adjustments right now. The Page of Cups is a card that I associate with you as Pisces very strongly anyway, even though it doesn't have an official correlation. Like, it just feels Piscean to me. And we've got the Six of Wands again. Here it is. Yeah. And it feels to me now, you know, just as this big dude here, he's got his, you know, hand up to his eyes, he's looking to the horizon, he's looking to the future. He's kind of taking his eyes off the people that are right at his feet there. There is the readiness for movement, and it's the right movement for you, away somewhere. What's going towards you in April is the Queen of Swords, and this is quite a hard energy for Pisces, but I actually don't feel that you're struggling with it exactly. It's hard like a sword is hard. Right? It's Queen of Swords. It's like there's an absolute confidence in the decisions that you are making here, right? And like I said, it doesn't feel like the big move has happened yet, whether that is, you know, an actual geographically relocation, or whether it's kind of pulling back from some sort of friendship group and kind of pursuing your own interests a little bit more as a solitary endeavor, you know. However it applies to you, there are some distinct lines that are now starting to be drawn by you. I like the Queen of Swords. She's very intellectual and very reasonable, very rational, you know. And I think with this intuitive pull that you've got, where you know that things are going to change fairly soon, and you're making all of these adjustments in preparation for them to come in, when the time comes, you'll be like, here's my line, like, I'm going this way now. And it's an understanding that the consequences aren't actually yours to bear here, you know. We've got the Five of Swords and the Queen of Swords coming out underneath that. And this Five of Swords, dude, Queen of Swords has got her back to him, right? Whatever's going on back here is none of the concern of the Queen of Swords. Like she's got bigger things to deal with here, right? But there's an underlying strength here to do exactly what needs to be done at the time when it's due to be done. It's pulling away from all sorts of things. It's another 5 energy, so it is, you know, it's more shifting. But this is like a mental shift for you, but one that necessarily involves a mental shift in other people, because they're going to have to deal with the choices that you've made. As is right that they do. Like it's kind of like the space that you currently occupy that you are vacating, right? They need to work out how they deal with that. And if they've been too dependent on you, then, you know, that's going to be a bigger gap than it might be. Maybe that's 5 of Swords. We have the 6 of Swords, yeah. And the Lover's card, yeah. Like Magician, I could feel the Magician. I knew he was here somewhere. Got that double 6 again, movement, right? April is a month of the movement starting to come into view, the ways in which you are shifting your life around, and you are shifting it, and it's very subtle and it's very nuanced, but it's very preparatory for you, right? I've said before, it really pisses me off when tarot readers act like Pisces is a really soft, wishy-washy sign, because that's not actually true. You know, they go with the flow a lot more than a lot of other signs. And they don't feel the need to impose their will over things in the way that a lot of other signs do, you know? The very last sign in the zodiac is Pisces. You know, you are the accumulation of all of the knowledge that wends through the zodiac, right? Pisces then arguably is that point of culmination, right? Learned all of these things. Don't need a massive ego to exist quite happily. I know what's important, I know what's not important. But there's a shift, right? And I think you all intuitively have picked this up, right? You know that there's a change in direction going on here. And so, very discreetly and without a load of fuss, you're just putting all the things in place. And when it comes to it, you will walk away from this without looking back. Doesn't feel like you'll look back, which is not to say you're just going to lose contact with loads and loads of people, but it's shifting into a new phase in your life now, and it's one that you're ready for. Yeah, we've got the Strength card here. Like, it's almost like you've done everything that you know was asked of you. You've done everything that you felt comfortable with, but now there's almost like a new adventure in the air for you here. And for some of you, it's not even going to be doing something exactly adventurous. For some of you, it's about going to live in the woods and just being quiet. You know, being with your thoughts, being with nature. For some of you, it is extricating yourself from a family unit, you know, and kind of going, well, I'm going over here now because actually there is some stuff that I want to do, and I've kind of not done it for quite a long time because I've known it was important for me to be here, but I'm ready to do this now, and off you go, because you're falling into alignment with something new. We've got these 2 6s here, moving away from this and moving towards this. It's a much more active participation, it feels like. Yeah, like you've done thinking about it. We've got the 4 of Swords in reverse here. You've ruminated on this for quite a long time. Perhaps these are plans that you've had for a very, very long time, and there just hasn't really seemed the right time for, you know, the right point for you to be able to do it. Or with the 3 of Swords at the bottom of the deck, it was more likely that there were other people around you who needed you. And maybe they didn't even say that outright, but you just intuitively knew that they needed you there. And for you to leave at that point would leave them like this. But you've kind of propped them up now, you know, that they're okay. And now, with the King of Wands underneath that, now it's time to act. Now it's time for you to move. There's no more ruminating on this one. It's time to pull away. April is the month where it starts, like where it actually starts to come into Maybe interview for other people, because that's the point where you need to start being the Queen of Swords about it. And I think that you'll do that quite easily. I don't think it will bother you in the slightest. I think it's much more other people that will have an issue with it than you, but you know that that's not your thing, so it's fine. It's getting ready. How intriguing. Right, if this has resonated with you at all, I'm going to go over to Vimeo now and pull this apart a little bit, see what's going on. So if you want to join me there, please do feel free. If not, no problem. I'll see you next time. Know that I love you all very, very much, and I will see you soon.